Hi guys, I have a really special episode for you today. It's a little bit different. We're not quizzing the experts or talking to a parent. Today we're going to be viewing autism through the lens of a teen on the spectrum. We'll be talking about growing up on the spectrum, school, friendships, sensory processing and employment. Today we're talking to Clay Lewis. Clay is 16, girl crazy, car mad, he loathes school and he lives for music. Just your typical teenager. He's also autistic and is just realising he's a person his peers want to get to know. Clay has his own bin cleaning business with a loyal customer base. His ultimate dream is to race cars, but he's willing to settle for independent living. Having his own unit on the Gold Coast, owning a car, and financial independence. Welcome, Clay.
Hello.
Hi. Now, we always love starting this podcast with a little bit of background. So we'd love to know a little bit more about you and who you are.
Yeah. I'm 16 years old and I'm in grade 11. I have my own business doing wheelie bin cleaning. I like to play iRacing, which is a worldwide online simulator racing game. I'm very good at it. I like to watch the supercars and go to their races.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of interest there.
Yeah.
That's great. I'd love to rewind the clock a little bit back to your autism diagnosis. Do you remember when you were diagnosed with autism, or were you a little bit too young when that happened?
I was diagnosed when I was 2, and I always know I am autistic. It's just a part of me.
We still got you?
Yeah, sorry, it just cut out.
Okay, do you want me to answer that question again?
Yeah. Yep, just you can answer that again.
Oh, yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 2, and I have always known I am autistic. It's just a part of me.
Mm-hmm. Great. I love that. And over the years, have you felt like you were different to other kids your age?
I feel different 2 others, and it bothers me a little bit. I feel like I don't belong sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think, Clay, too, I think autism means so many things to different people because it presents differently in different people. So I'd love to get your perspective on this, and I'd love to know what autism means to you.
It just makes me, and strangers may not know what autism means.
So what do you think other people think autism is?
It's more important that people accept difference in others.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because we're all different, aren't we? Everyone is different. And I think that's a really important point. And a lot of people have heard about autism, but they may not really know what it is. What do you wish more people would understand about autism?
I'm different to other people because everyone is different.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And have you ever considered, so you consider yourself as different to other kids your age?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think you absolutely are, because I don't know many 16-year-olds who are self-employed and as entrepreneurial as you. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
And I'd love to know what you fill your weekends in with. What do you do? So it sounds like you love cars and you've got a job. Is this what you do on the weekends?
I don't work on weekends, but I hang out with friends, do some iRacing, watch F1 and supercars, and listen to NCS music, for example, no copyright sounds.
Doof doof music.
Ah, excellent. Ah, that's you, is it? Great. And what are you good at? What are your strengths in, Clay?
I have a good sense of humor. I like to prank mum because I'm very cheeky to her.
And what kind of cheekiness do you do? Do you tell jokes or do you play practical jokes?
Um, I always hose the car when I clean the bins. I just hose it right to the windscreen to mum's driver's side.
Ah, that's great. It sounds like a car cleaning business you're going to have going on there soon too.
Yeah.
Now, I'd love to talk a little bit about school because we hear a lot from professionals, but I honestly think having an insight and an inside view from someone who is living the experience is, almost more valuable. So we'd love to hear a little bit from you. And I'd love to start with, what was primary school like for you?
I had a good time at primary school, but that's it. Yeah.
You had a good time? You enjoyed primary school?
Well, I did when I was a kid, but when I'm in high school, I just like my high school better because in high school I just get like better grades than primary school.
Oh, great. So you're doing really well at school. And what's your favorite subject?
Oh, man. It has to be HPE, I swear. HPE is like sports and safety,
Yeah. So you like running around and being active?
Oh, yeah. Bounce. Oh, yeah, bounce. That's sport.
Yeah, great. And now, I don't know if you know, but your mum wrote a beautiful letter on our website, so homebasehope.com.au, and it was a letter to other mums who have kids on the spectrum. And it's a beautiful letter, and she talks about a bit about you growing up and about your strengths and gifts and about being an autism advocate and speaking up for kids who are on the spectrum. And she also mentions that in your letter that you have dealt with some bullying over the years. And I know as a kid, myself, when I was a little girl, I was bullied at primary school, and it can be a horrible feeling. So I was wondering if that's something you felt comfortable talking about with us.
Yeah, I've been bullied. If so, how does that makes me feel? I mean, I feel very sad when I got bullied when I was in 2015. That was the first year of high school. I mean, that was the toughest year I ever had in 2015. So, like, people were, like, being rude to me, hitting, punching, throwing rocks, and kicking. I was supposed to do homeschool, but some people missed me, which was pretty much sad. So I came back to school, and then some students were happy that they glad to see me.
Yeah, that's great that you had some friendships there and people who were excited to see you.
Yeah.
That's great. How did you stand up towards the bullying, or how did that end? Because it sounds like you're having such a great time at high school now. What do you think changed, or how did you manage?
Well, the bullying just got less in 2016 and more or less in 2017. 2018 is just better. I mean, I ignore them and I walk away from them. If they hurt me, I just tell a teacher, or I can run instead.
And would that be one of the most challenging things at school? Is that?
Yeah. It can be very challenging, including class. It might distract my learning, And also, like, when teachers don't listen to me, I mean, that can be the hard thing I can ever have.
Can I just add to with this area? I think it's important for parents who are listening that as your child does mature and get older, they do become more resilient. So while it's a painful process at the time, if you make sure they get counselling and support outside of the school, then Clay as a 16-year-old is a much more resilient boy than he was as a 13-year-old.
And this is Laura. This is Clay's mum for everyone listening. Great. That's excellent. Thanks, Laura, for that. And Clay, so you're graduating next year, is that right?
Yeah. So after when I do graduations next year, I'm off to Dubai without my family. Well, my mum's got to come for a visit, but I'm just going there on plane by myself to see a friend there.
Wow. And so you're doing that all by yourself? You're getting on the plane, heading over to Dubai?
Yeah, I'm allowed to go overseas by myself, but my mum won't let me do Gold Coast. Just for schoolies, you know.
Yeah. So instead of schoolies on the Gold Coast, you're heading over. Well, that sounds like a much better trip to me.
Yeah, I might go to the F1 there. So I'll make sure we'll go for Ricardo, although he's in Renault next year.
Excellent. That sounds awesome. Much better deal, I think. Let's head to friends. And so you said you had a good bunch of friends at school at the moment?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just getting better. I mean, I just love hanging out with friends, you know. I mean, we had fun times, like, for example, sleepovers, camp, and other things we do.
Great. Have you found it difficult to make friends, or you're finding it easier, it sounds like?
It's a little bit difficult, but I'm just getting there, you know.
That's fantastic. And you know what? I think, Clay, there are probably a lot of kids out there who are your age who have autism, but they may be lacking in the confidence that you have. What would you say to them to become more confident and to help them make friends?
Oh, just keep trying and believe in themselves. I mean, they'll just have a good life like me, you know.
Yeah, I think that's an important message, is to believe in yourself, because everyone has something to offer. Everyone has their special strengths and their gifts, and to believe in yourself, I think, is one of the most important messages.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
Now, let's head over to sensory processing. So a lot of children on the spectrum will have some difficulties with processing sensory information. So they might be a fussy eater, or they might not like loud, unexpected noises, or they'll hate the tag on the back of their t-shirt, or their feet in the sand. Do you have any challenges with these sensory processing?
Yes, I do. Some sounds like baby crying. I mean, it really hurts my ears. I mean, I don't want to say it, but anyways, I don't like the smell of some, for example, poos either, or other smelly stuff I don't like. There's a lot of food I can't eat because it feels yucky on my tongue, just like fruit, vegetables, you know. I mean, I'm trying something new. I did curry before at school for cooking. I mean, I pretty much like it. I'm actually getting there.
Great. And it is sometimes takes a long time before you can, like a new food or something like that. And yeah, I think that's really important. Thank you. I had a question there and I can't remember. I've sort of lost my train of thought what I was going to ask you. But do you ever get any anxious feelings or worried feelings with anything?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask, that's what I was going to ask. It was about the bin cleaning, because you said that you don't like some awful smells sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Does it ever get to you?
I just feel like I gag.
That's not nice. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. It's
an ongoing challenge.
Yeah, it's so hard because that's part of your business, isn't it, Clay? Getting into the bin and cleaning it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, well, that's good. You've obviously constantly jumping that hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about your business. And so you're cleaning wheelie bins, and you're doing a great job. I mean, not many people your age
Mm.
have their own business, and I think this is absolutely. I think it's incredible. You're a little entrepreneur and such a role model to so many other kids. Not just kids on the spectrum. I mean, all kids. I mean, this is amazing. I never would have envisaged, myself at 16, doing anything like this. So good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did you get into this? Can you tell us, what was it, because you found it hard to get a job, or that you wanted
It was kind of hard to get a job. I mean, I used to work at the hot chip store once. It was just a 1 day trial. I think it was 2 or 3 hours I was working there. And yeah, and also when I started to do my bin cleaning, I did it on the first day of the year, 1st of January. And I really like that job, because I always do my bin cleaning because my parents told me to. But I like saving up money to buy things, but right now I'm just saving up for Dubai for next year.
Mhm. And I can imagine you'd have to save up a bit of money for that trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what advice would you give other kids on the spectrum who are looking for a job?
Well, if I was the parent, or just the parent, I'll just say don't give up. Like I always never give up. I mean, it should help them.
Yeah, and it comes back to that believing in themselves as well, isn't it? You've got to, as a parent, you've got to believe in your kids, and that helps with their belief in themselves and that they can do anything. And you
Yeah.
can, if you're 16 and own your own business, the world's your oyster.
Yeah.
And your business is really successful as well because you have an employee, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it one employee?
Clay has one employee who works all the time with him, but then has 2 trained up and on call in case his regular employee is sick.
Or on holiday or stuff,
Yeah, fantastic. That's great. And what would you say the best part about having your own business is, Clay?
Having money. Just cash.
Absolutely. And then so you're saving it up, which is great. You're not spending it all. That
Nope.
can be hard sometimes too.
Just rally for the moment.
Mm-hmm. And alrighty, let's wrap it up. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we head to the 5 rapid fire questions?
Yeah, nope.
No? Okay, great. Let's head. So we're going to do it a bit differently. Normally I ask the rapid fire questions in terms of what can parents do and giving strategies for parents. But today I'm going to do it. We're going to be asking questions. About kids, what can they do? So number 1 is, what is one habit kids on the spectrum can implement today?
Just be kind. I mean, all kids are kind.
Excellent. Be kind. Number 2, what do people never ask you that you wish they did?
What book? I know. I like people to ask, what's my name? Not what's wrong with me,
Yeah, absolutely. So important, because you're a person, you have so much to offer and so much to give. And I think that's the best place to start, isn't it? Asking for your name. Lovely. And number 3, what book do you recommend all people on the spectrum read?
Okay, I'm going to answer this one, Rhiannon, because Clay's reading is mostly online.
Mm-hmm.
Reading Neurotribes by Steve Silberman a few years ago was probably the best book I've ever read with regards to being educated and also tapping into autistic adults. So I would highly recommend for parents, providers, carers, professionals, educators to read Neurotribes by Steve Silberman.
Excellent. Okay. It's another one to add to the long list that I'm getting. I haven't read that one. So
it's amazing.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Okay, Clay, what is one of your top unfinished bucket list items?
Getting my license and owning a car.
Excellent. And when should you be getting a license? When can you go for your license?
Well, I'm not sure because I just love to go fast. I mean, I just do go-karting, you know. I mean,
excellent. Oh, go-karting's fun.
Yeah.
Great. Alrighty, number 5. If you could only offer one piece of advice to other kids on the spectrum, what would it be?
I'll just help the kids instead.
Help each other.
Yeah. Help each other.
Excellent. Helping each other. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Clay. How can our listeners find out more about you?
Just YouTube.
On YouTube, Clay's name is Red Bull Gamers 888. Is that all one word, Clay?
Yeah.
So
no
Red Bull
space.
Gamers 888. And on Facebook and Instagram, it's Clay Needs No Molding, which is just a funny play on his name.
Well, Mum,
and accepting him as he is.
I love that. As soon as I saw that, Laura and Clay, I thought that was perfect. It fit in perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Clay. I can see you have an absolutely exciting future ahead. And I feel so privileged that you've joined me today because it takes a lot of courage to get on here and
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Clay. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay. Bye.
Adios.